tonight back?
Both he and DeJounte will be a warm-up. They're going to warm up, and we'll know something here shortly.
And just in terms of Orlando, I mean, 6-game win streak, back-to-back wins in against the Celtics. Like, what's cooking for them right now?
They're playing good basketball. They're playing with a lot of energy, a lot of scrap. They've gained a rhythm, confidence, and it's showing out on the floor. We saw that last week when they just basically controlled the game from start to finish against us.
I just wanted to ask, what's it like having Bob back on the broadcast today?
Of course, it's great having Bob back. I was in contact with Bob, and it's good to see him back doing what he is great at.
And as far as playing a team like Orlando, 4 times in the last 9 weeks or so, just what value does that have for you guys as the season continues to progress?
Well, we're just looking really at the last game. It's not a lot that needs to be said as far as what we need to do tonight. We knew last week when we played them in Orlando that they were playing really good basketball. I think they were on a 3-game winning streak at that time, and they came out and showed that they were playing good basketball. They've continued to do that. And this last week, going up to Boston and getting really 2 good wins, 2 solid wins up there. So we know what we have to do tonight. It's not about a lot of talking. You got to go out there and play the game.
Nate, last game, plus 25 assists, 6 guys in double figures.
Yeah.
You hear guys talk about playing the right way. Do you feel like guys are starting to buy in a little bit more, especially when you have games like that you can get them to stay with that?
Well, we've I think our record speaks for where we are. We're 500, and 15 to 15, and there's some nights when we're playing well and we're showing that style of basketball, good basketball. Then there's some nights where we're not, and we got to get consistent with that. We got to establish that we're going to play hard, scrap, with an attitude on the defensive end of the floor every single night. We establish that, and we have good ball movement. That is going to be the thing that separates us from playing 500 basketball and playing that elite style of basketball. But we have to be consistent with that every single night.
Where would that scrappiness show up, either on the box score or on the film specifically? Examples of that.
That's what you talking about the last game?
Well, no, speaking to just the general desire to be scrappy as an identity, where does that show up in the box score or on film on a game-by-game basis?
I think field goal percentage, rebounding, hustle plays. It could show up many different places. But as a group, we need to bring that to the floor. We've had some injuries, but you don't use that as an excuse. We've shown that we can do that. We showed that in the last game, but we got to be consistent with that. So, we always talk about the hustle plays, the 50-50 balls, rebounding, the basketball game, rebounding, being physical on the defensive end of the floor, guarding your man, not giving up paint points. So it shows up, transition points, not giving up easy baskets, making teams earn their points. So it can show up a number of different ways. And then offensively, execution, making sure that you take care of the basketball and you get an attempt at the basket. We had really good ball movement, as you mentioned, in the last game. It was good to see, Bogey knock down some shots, both he and Trey. But I thought it was a good rhythm, a good flow from start to finish.
In what ways have you seen the Magic evolve? What are the biggest ways they've evolved to you the past 2 weeks compared to the beginning of the season?
Well, they're big, and they have a lot of young talent over there. I think they're doing a really good job of mixing those guys in, but they are playing with an attitude. You have to bring an attitude to the floor. You can see it in their play. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They seem to be connected out there on both ends of the floor. I think the improvement is the defensive end of the floor for them. They've always been big, but what they're doing a better job of is defending the paint. You're not getting a lot in the paint. They're blocking shots. They're forcing you to play on the perimeter. And then offensively, they have multiple guys that can attack. With Banchero being really playing 4.4. Wagner, I mean, they have a number of guys that can put the ball on the floor and create offense. So they're playing solid basketball on both ends of the floor.
Nate, other than the obvious of having Bogey back in his three-point shooting, how has that affected your offense, other than just him making shots?
Well, you need guys out there to make shots. You know, in our last game against Orlando, you know, there was a couple guys they weren't guarding. You know, they're really packing the paint and you know, focusing a lot of attention on normally it's Trey. When Trey has Bogey out there, when he has DJ out there, you know, guys that are shooting the basketball, that opens up the floor and allow a little bit more penetration us to attack. They're not packing the paint. You know, really, I think they're a little bit more cautious trapping the ball because they know that on the other side there's Bogey and you know, there's some shooters on the perimeter. So you need those guys to basically stretch that defense and so that it can allow you some opportunities to attack.
Any final questions for Coach? Okay, thank you.